Verne Harnish. Oh my gosh. I've never been able to shake this man's
Really?
hand. Wanted to for years. I think I called somebody else Yoda, but I do believe that Verne is Yoda.
Such a wealth of knowledge.
Here is your daily dose of the Ultimate Sales Machine coming to you from the new edition. Visit ultimatesalesmachine.com to get your copy or multiple copies. I am your host, Amanda Holmes, CEO of Chet Holmes International. What you're about to learn has assisted 250,000 businesses to generate billions of dollars, working faster, better, smarter.
Amazing. Founder of the EO organization, Entrepreneurs Organization. I don't even, where do you start with Verne
Growth
Harnish?
Institute. We still get royalties from Growth Institute, Verne. When my father recorded that like 15 years ago, I can't even believe that.
Yeah, welcome.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you know what? It's amazing. I don't know, Amanda. First of all, congratulations on the launch. And I'm guessing, is 13 like a lucky number for you?
Absolutely, yes. My father's birthday was February 13th, and my birthday is February 13th.
I heard that earlier. It's my lucky number, and it was exactly 13 years ago that Chet did that program for us.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just looking it up. I wish I could almost share a screen. We were coming out of that 2008 Great Recession, and everybody was hurting. Really, the companies were hurting that we were serving, and partnered with Fortune Magazine. We did a sales and marketing summit then that following April. And we said, look, there's only one human being on the planet we've got to have to kick that off. And that was your dad, Chet.
Aww.
And his book was still #1. It had been out for 2 years. I detail that in this long email. And that was the first time, Amanda, that we then broadcast his presentation to all those folks who couldn't actually be there physically. And this is back when this was hard. Now we have Zoom and all those kind of things that we can do. But we reached thousands with his message.
Thank you.
And I continued to hear back how literally his presentation saved so many companies that were struggling coming out of that disaster that had occurred in 2008. And I think it's an amazing number. It was 13 years ago that he spoke for us, and we produced then that course that continues to be popular out there on our Growth Institute. And so the fact that you have, and look, my first book, Rockefeller Habits, the John D. Rockefeller kind of family, we see what often happens with second generation and third generation. But you, I think the whole family is defying the odds, and you as second generation are going to take this thing even further faster. And when we looked at maybe going in some tough times right now, again here, 13 years later with a potential recession and all of that, that was interesting. This morning, Fortune magazines, or yesterday, Alan Murray quoted one of the top guys at McKinsey, who said, one of the famous race drivers noted, you can't pass 15 cars when it's sunny out, but you can when it's raining. And that was the kind of message that I remember your dad presented to our audience and gave us all such hope. And last, I know I don't want to really talk about me or any of that kind of stuff. I want to keep
want to
talking
talk about you.
No, but I got to tell you that story. Look, I've heard probably every speaker on the planet. We've been lucky to host them at those Fortune summits and the like. And so I've heard a lot of stories, but there's that story your dad told about the roofing company and how he used education in order to be able to drive leads, and how he increased leads by 18,000%. And that's the thing that we said at the beginning of the pandemic to our audience. And we did back then, that this is the time to be ambitious. This is the time you push the pedal to the metal. This is the time that you pass 15 cars. And this is the time that we're going to get the message out big about this revised, updated version of the book. This is precisely the book everybody needs right now in order to be ambitious, to be able to push through. And this is the time to pass all your competition. So look, I'm humbled that I was invited to this. I'm a huge fan of Jay Abram. He is the Yoda and all of that. But anyway, you had a couple of questions, but this is really, I'm so excited.
You're doing the same exact thing, right? You're coming out with the new version as well.
Right. Yeah.
This week, October 18th. By the way, the reason my voice is so raspy, We just came off our Scaling Up Summit. The last 2 days, I flew in from Denver this morning, back east in Paris, Virginia, and where I'm broadcasting out of. So yes, brand new revised edition after 8 years of our own book, Scaling Up.
It's important to do, isn't it? Because the times keep changing and the world keeps changing. It's not something you do because I want to piggyback on this fame. It's important. It's necessity, actually.
Yeah, so we've been sharing all about how I adapted the new book. Can you share a bit about how you're adapting your book?
Yeah.
Because there seems to be some ties there. I know I didn't send that, but I'd love to know. What do we need to know?
You know what? One of the biggest shifts, and I think you represented, Amanda, maybe it feels a little woo, but we did move into the age of Aquarius. And that really represents a shift from the masculine energy to the feminine energy.
Wow.
And what's interesting, even this morning, Alan Murray reported on it from Fortune, how important artificial intelligence is going to be, AI, machine learning, in driving our sales and our marketing, how Oracle has gone all in building out their platforms in order to support it. What is interesting is AI cannot thrive in a masculine environment. It needs a feminine environment for it to be able to work its magic. And so one of the big revisions that we made in the book is that is to get rid of a lot of the masculine notions that we've got to plant a flag on top of a hill and we've got to climb it and persevere, when Mother Nature, and I co-founded and I chair an organization called Geoversity, where we're studying how is Mother Nature scaled much easier and further and faster than us human beings. Look, Mother Nature heads the other way. The river goes from the top of Everest down to the ocean. And so this idea that we really understand flow and that we get into the flow and that we realize that the market either makes us look smart or makes us look stupid. And to really know that all wars and all markets are won through intel. And that is at the heart of what it is that we need. So those are a lot of the things that we've updated in Scaling Up, primarily to bring much more of the feminine energy. Can I tell one other story, Amanda? That
Yes.
might drive this home?
Let's do a story to close it out. I love
okay.
it.
So I founded EO, and if there's one legacy is that there were 16,000 entrepreneurs who were not alone during this pandemic. And as we take that to 160,000. And one of those entrepreneurs early on is Sarah Blakely. And so last year at EO, you saw Sarah sold for $1.2 billion. And so we were interviewing Sarah, and she's telling the story how she joined this forum. It was her and a bunch of dudes, and that was the word that she used. And they're all talking about how, look, Sarah, you got to toughen up and you've got to take this hill and you've got to go beat down your competition and all that. And she literally describes how she goes home and she cries. She's, I don't want to do business this way. I want to do it differently. And so she comes back to her forum and she's, look, you dudes can do it the way you guys want to do it. I'm going to go with the universe. I'm going to trust the universe. And they're like, oh, Sarah, you're an idiot. And they did ask her, how did you end up doing it? She said, I spent no time in the office. I spent all my time out in the retail stores, talking to customers, gathering the intel, educating and all of that. And the rest is history. Her company way surpasses all the dudes in her forum. And she says, shortly after that, one by one, secretly, they came to her and they'd whisper, Sarah, can you tell us more about this universe thing? And so do think that you are the right person at the right time to lead this. And again, help massive numbers of companies like your dad did 13 years ago as we go into the balance of this decade.
Wow, we have a lot to talk about, Verne. I can already tell.
Oh, yeah.
I look forward to it. And people,
I do too.
we have quite a few people. Fortune's also asking, where do they get Scaling Up 2.0? Where will they be able to find that?
It's on Amazon. We got it up this week.
Oh, congratulations.
So anyway, it's there. All right.
You're awesome, Verne.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Amanda. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
that's
More to
awesome.
come with us, Verne. I look forward to it.
What
All
a
right.
great, what a
Take
great
care.
time
Bye.
with Verne. Thank you, Verne.
Make sure to get your copy or copies at theultimatesalesmachine.com. There's a lot of special bonuses that you can't get going to Amazon, so make sure you check it out at ultimatesalesmachine.com.